Blessed day, sir. This is Arvin Jay Abonero, and this is my video report presentation about same on number 03-2022 follows by the sections such as Section 2 Administrative Probation, Section 10, 11, and 12, Section 18 Suspension and Closure of CBW, Penalties, Violation, and Compliance with Fee. First is Section 2 Administrative Probation, General Consideration, Bureau of Custom Transfer of Goods to CBWs. Goods transferred to CBWs must go through non-intrusive inspection at the port. If no issues arise, they may be sent directly to CBW for full physical. So it means dili na siya i-inspect kung walay violations. Storage period of banded goods. Banded goods can stay in a CBW for up 1 year from warehouse arrival for perishable storage in limited 3 months, extendable once for another 3 months with valid reason. It means 1 year from warehouse arrival and limited of 3 months, but extendable once with valid reason for 3 months only. Allowable importation. Only specific raw material is sent under the CBW's license, including quantity and unit, may be imported. Unauthorized import are subject to duties and taxes. Non-importation of finished goods. Finished goods cannot be imported, so finished goods cannot be imported into CBW unless use of inputs for making other import products. Restricted and regulated goods. Importation of restricted and regulated goods requires valid clearances, and otherwise such goods will be seized. So it means restricted or regulated goods kailangan require of valid clearances and otherwise i-seize na siya sa custom or i-forfeit. Withdrawal for local sales to domestic consumption. Local sales requires approval and payment of taxes, duties. Only up to 30% of banded raw material may be sold locally per year. Private CBWs are exempt from this 30%. So it means the private CBWs is exempt sa 30% limit. So if private CBW, so siya limit if 30%. Withdrawal for subcontracting. Explanation: CBWs may subcontracting banded goods due to facility time limitation. This requires approval, accredited subcontractor, proper documentation, return of finished goods, and listed for inspection. Probation on importation by ICBWs. Industry-specific CBW cannot import raw materials. So, industry-specific, dili siya maka-import raw material like fabric, yarn, and other accessories, etc. Probation is specific to common custom banded warehouse. Accreditation with one CBW. Explanation: manufacturer export can only be accredited to one CBW for the mother. So it means isa lang ang mother warehouse. Maintenance of records. Mother warehouse and member must keep records kaya para if mag-check ang custom kay kasi makita all the times. Access to premises. Custom official may inspect CBW premises upon presenting a valid mission order. So the officials daw is kaya valid mission order. Transfer to CCBW operator. All goods must pass through the CCBW operator for inventory unless direct transfer by district collector. Responsibility of CCBW operator. The CCBW operator is accountable for liquidity all importer and raw material of its members. Pre-termination of inactive members without import and export activity for at least 1 year are automatically accredited but may reapply. So it means kung dili daw ka mag-import and export for at least 1 year, automatically kay di accredited na ka but pwede ka mag-reapply. Transfer of membership, changing CCBW cannot be used to extend storage or avoid export requirements. Provision on extending storage via transfer. Transfer banded goods between members cannot be used extending the original 1 year or 3 months perishable storage period. Conditions for transfer with in CCBW: only semi-finished product can be transferred between members without duties taxes provided by the buyers is them for further export production. WSAD filing by new CCBW. A new WSAD must be filed when a new CCB handles a member importation to replace previous import. So it means kailangan mag-file ang WSAD to handle a CCBW handles a member importation to replace previous import and records. Restriction on further transfer. The first transfer within the same CCBW cannot further transfer the goods to another member. So dili cannot further transfer the goods to another member kung na-transfer na siya daan. Approval of transfer. All sales transfer of banded goods must be approved by the district. So all sales transfer of banded goods must approve the district collector of the customs. Joint responsibility for liquidation. Both the CCBD and the member are jointly responsible for proper liquidation of banded importers. Joint liability on internal transfer. If banded goods are sold, transferred when the same CCBW, both seller and buyer member are jointly liable for any violation or not. So it means the goods sold or transferred within the same CCBW, both seller and buyer kay liable for violation or non-compliance with the customs. Section 10 of same on number 03-2022 outline the procedures and documentary requirement for transferring goods to custom banded warehouses CBWs, whether through direct filing of a WSAD warehouse, a single administrative document, or transit using TSAD transit SAD. It provides clear steps for custom officers, CBW operate and other stakeholders to ensure the legal and efficient transfer of goods under warehousing procedures. It means the section 10 is the efficient transfer of goods and the legal step by step of the custom and transferring of goods procedures. Next is direct filing of WSAD. Applied when goods arrive in the same collection district as the destination. CBW free WSA and required document are validated by an account officer. So i-validate siya by an account officer sa customs. Custom operations officer process assess and forward entries accordingly. Goods are transferred and received under guard if LCL with a tracking for containerized shipments. Transferred through transit using TISA applied when goods are moved across collection district. TISA is large and assessed with similar documentation and custom processes. Upon at the arrival at the CBW, the WCSED must be filed with 5 days. So it means upon arrival daw, it means mas mag-submit ka og file within 5 days upon the arrival. Strict coordination, customs, escorting, and documentation are required to prevent illegal labor. So it means strict coordination, custom, escorting. So kailangan i-escort ang goods, and documentation are required to prevent ma-prevent ang illegal behavior of the customs. Importance of these procedures is ensure proper taxation and accountability. This process ensures that duties and taxes are properly assessed and charged against by minimizing revenue loss. So it means ensure proper taxation and accountability para ma-minimize ang revenue loss and mabayaran ang mga dapat bayaran sa customs or importer or exporter. Prevent smuggling and misdeclaration through document checks, inspection, and tracking. A-track customs can detect misclarification, undervaluation, or illegal importation. So prevent smuggling and misdeclaration. It means para ma-prevent and ma-inspect and check ang mga smuggled goods, and kung ma-miss declaration ang goods, ma-prevent siya dayon sa A-track. Promote trade facilitation with control. While streamlining warehousing, interest, and transfer, it keeps checks in place to balance trade efficiency with national security. Warehousing, interest, transfer, it keeps checks and balance the trade efficiency with national security. Support inventory and post-entry audits. Detailed documentation and logging help in the accurate accounting and liquidation of raw materials stored in CBW. Maintain custom compliance. The last and one of the Section 10. Adherence to this procedure aligns CBW operators with the Custom Modernization and Tariff Act or CMTA and promotes standardization across districts. So it means maintains and custom compliance the CMTA and promote the standards across the district of the customs. Okay, here's the Section 11. Document for withdrawing banded goods. First is requisition slip. A request form. The CBW operator uses this to ask to withdraw goods for production or transfer. It means the CBW operator uses this to ask to withdraw goods and for production or transferred and another, etc. Withdrawal form. A record. The warehouseman fills this out to note exactly what is being taken out. The warehouseman fills the note exactly what is being taken. So it means tanan ning gawas isulat sa note. Tanan ning gawas nga goods sa warehouse isulat sa note para ma-record and may balaan sa authority. Next is transfer note or boat note. A delivery record. Please travel with the goods when they are being moved to another location, showing they are transferred legally and safely. So it means transfer note. Ang pasabot ani is na-move siya another location showing they are transferred legally and safely para mabalaan ang legally and safety and makita siya. Production report. Status CCBW member report how the transferred goods used for production. It means used for production and unsang status sa status and updates and goods. So, that is the production report. CIO Commercial Invoice or BC Form 218 is sales slip. This is used when goods are being sold. So, being sold, it means nabaligya or transferred. So, na-transferred in another place, and list what is being sold, the price of the goods, and who's involved for the sold and transferred. That is commercial invoice. Authority to sell. Permission to sell. The CBW operator needs this document to get approval. So, kailangan kag this authority to sell para maprubahan for goods sales between members of the warehouse. Para maprubahan yung goods to sell and the member of warehouse. Goods declaration for constructive export. Export paper when goods are virtually export. So na-export, this document declares the export for customs purposes. Para sa purpose sa customs. Export this document. The goods declaration for constructive export. Next is constructive warehousing goods declaration. Like goods declaration for constructive export, this is import. Warehouse import paperwork. When the goods are virtually imported to another warehouse, this document declare the import for custom purposes. So, muna ipakita kung i-import to another warehouse, this document declares the import or custom purposes. Next is Form 8105. Zone form needed if the buyer is in free zone. So, free zone form needed if the buyer is in free zone. Free zone. Export declaration. CIL outward bill of lading. Shipping confirmation needed when selling to client exporter. This provides proof. So, muna ang proof kung i-export selling to the client export. So, ibaligya client and to export niya. This provides proof goods were actually exported. So, were actually exported. So, kung i-export lang po only. And that's the section 11. When CBW and port of loading are in the same. Section 12, export declaration single administrative document. Ed said this is lodged in the M2M system through a accredited value added service provider and filed with the export division. It initiates the export process and contain details of the shipment. Commercial invoice CI signed by the custom examiner. It provides details of the transaction including the restriction of goods, quantity, price, and terms of sale. So it means custom examiner, it provides details and the transaction and goods, quantity of the goods and price and sale. Packing list. The packing list itemize the content of each package or container in a shipment. It includes details such as the quantity, dimensions, and weight of the goods, as well as any special marking or handling instruction. This document helps custom official verify the goods and actual content of the shipment and ensure they match the declared information of the importer or exporter. Export commodity clearance license or permit. For example, garments may require clearance from a concerned government agency. This clearance must be secured before the export declaration be processed. Transfer note or boat note. This document issued especially for less than container load LCL cargoes. It describes all particularly relating to the finished product being exported. When goods are enough to fill entire container, they are consolidated with other cargoes in custom warehouse CFW. The transfer not accompanies the goods during this transfer. Container inventory list. The inspector from the Custom Cargo and Control Division prepare and sign the CIL after verifying the loading process. Copies and distributed to the civil operator, operating division and BID CCD. Transit single administrative. This document is filed with the Office of the Deputy Collector for operation at the collector district. Overseeing the CBW ensures that the transfer of goods is properly documented and tracked. And additional points is E2M system. The electronic to mobile system is used for lodging and processing export declaration and empirically. It means used for lodging and processing exports. E-track system for containerized cargo. So matrack imong cargo kung basin asa pa mabutang or asa maadto imong cargo because of E-track cargo system is used for arming and disarming containers, providing secure method for tracking and monitoring movement of goods. And that's all of the section 12. Okay, let's continue my report. So my report is section 18, suspension and closure of CBW. Important points. Section 18, closure can be requested or ordered. A CBW may be closed voluntarily by the operator or if custom determines their legal cost. Violation of the safety rules. False information in renewal. 8.12 explanation. If the operator submits fake or misleading information in their renewal application, the CBW can be shut down. So if fake daw ang submit or misleading information, the renewal application can be shut down or the CBW can be shut down if mamali. Next is failure to renew. Not renewing the CBW permit will lead to automatically closure. It means kung dili ka mag-renew a CBW permit will lead to automatically closure the CBW. Next is inactive for over 1 year. If the CBW has no import and export activity for 12 months or 1 year, it is considered inactive and subject to closure. It means if dili ako mag-import and export, it means ay considered na inactive ang CBW and subject to close. Illegal use of the CBW. If the warehouse is knowingly used for smuggling or illegal activities, it will be closed. If ang warehouse daw is mahibalaan nga nag-smuggle or nag-illegal activities, it will be closed. So mag-i-close ang CBW. Unauthorized changes. Making changes to the warehouse layout, structure, or moving it without customs approval is a ground for closure. Sabutan na is making changes to the warehouse. If iusap ni mong warehouse mo or ibalhin mong warehouse mo in another place is ma-close siya kung dili mo ipabalo sa authority o unauthorized changes mana siya. Illegal withdrawal of goods. If goods are taken out without proper documents like requisition or without withdrawal slip, the CBW may be shut and the goods confiscated. So it means confiscate sa authority and mataken if walay proper document na walay ipakita nga slip and other authorized documents. Violation of custom laws. Any branch of custom laws or procedure can result in closure. So it means ma-closure siya. Closure order and sealing. The closure order is issued by the district collector. So it means issued by the district collector of the customs, and the warehouse is sealed and guarded 24/7. 24/7 siya mag-guarded at the operator's expense. Ang expense na sa operator. Surrender of records. So it means surrender of records kay all records will submit warehouse documents to the custom office. So submit mo tanan records mo sa custom office. Inventory of goods. Custom will list all goods inside the warehouse, including raw materials and unprocessed goods. So customs daw will list all goods inside the warehouse. So sulat all goods man warehouse, but including raw materials and unprocessed goods. Goods placed under custody. All inventory items are taken into custom custody unless the required duties taxes are paid. So under custody ang imong goods or one item nimo are taken into custody unless required duties and taxes are paid. So kailangan mo duties and taxes kay mabayaran nimo. Supervision fees are collected. Any unpaid fees must be settled. So tanan bayaran na nimo or unpaid. So it means unpaid, wala pa nabayaran. No refunds for previously paid fees. So kailangan mo bayaran. Closure does not remove liability. Even after closure, the CBW operator is still accountable for any violation or unpaid. So even a closure CBW operator is still accountable na siya for any violation or unpaid customs custody or charges. And that's the section 18. Penalties, violation and compliance. Penalties for late submission of documents for liquidation of goods declaration for warehousing, 1 to 30 days from expiration, 5,000 pesos, and 31 to 60 days from expiration, 10,000 pesos. 61 to 50 days from expiration of goods is 15,000. Beyond the 50 days from expiration, 20,000 plus additional amount of bond. Second is penalty for late submission of documents for cancellation of warehousing bonds, 31 to 60 days from expiration, 5,000 or 2% of bond, whichever is higher. Next is 61 to 60 days from expiration, 10,000 or 5% of bond, whichever is higher. And the third one is beyond 90 days from expiration, 15 plus or 10% of bond. Penalties for violation: person unlawfully removing merchandise or baggage. Anyone who remove or transport merchandise unlawfully from a warehouse or aids in such removal shall punish under section 1422 unauthorized withdrawal of imported goods from a banded warehouse of CMTA, branch of importation by Shirley Company. The Bureau may file against import or surety company for bench or bond take action or importation pursuant to safety with penalties, existing regulation, fines or charges, violation of any provision, any frequency not specified is subject to penalty provided section 1430 of 70A, and last is renewal and other administrative liabilities. Penalties in this KO are without prejudice to criminal and other liabilities imposed under safety and other laws. Regulation compliance. Without prejudice to criminal and other administrative liability, drivers of the bandit goods, closure of the CBW, unauthorized withdrawal or transfer of goods to another CBW or free zone. First offense is duties, taxes, charges on goods withdrawn, charges of 50% duties, taxes, custom fees found to be unpaid. Second offense, same as the first offense plus suspension for 6 months. Third offense, same as first offense but closure of CBW. Withdrawal is attended with broad even first offense. Duties, taxes, charges on goods withdrawn, charges of 50% of due and unpaid duties, taxes, customs fees, closure of CBW. Operator who makes such merchandise or baggage unlawfully removed are furnished under Section 14 of 70A, unauthorized relocation of CBW, closure of the CBW, unauthorized changes in CBW layout. First offense, if mag-layout ka nga wakulo, first offense is suspension of warehousing privilege for 6 months, and second offense is closure of the CBW. Violation unauthorized structural changes of the CBW and or its extension warehouse. First suspension person privilege for 6 months, and second is closure of the CBW. Penalties for late filing application for renewal. So penalties sa late filing application is 61 to 90 days before expiry is 150,000 pesos, and 31 to 60 days before expiration is 200, and 1 to 30 days before expiration is 250, and suspension of privilege of the CBW operator. Penalty for late exportation 1 to 30 days from exportation of storage period is 10,000 per entry. 31 to 45 days from expiration of storage period 20,000 per entry, and beyond 45 days is them abandoned. And that's all my video presentation, and thank you.